Right, ladies and gents, we got to talk about our guy, Eberechi Eze. Now, some people are out to get him because he's not been playing up to the standards we thought he would when he arrived at Arsenal. I think we got to cut him some slack, and I'm going to explain in this video right now. But before I go any further, why don't you hit the subscribe button, because I'm at 99 subscribers and I'd like to get to that 100 at least. For today, I've had a long week at work, so help me out. But anyway, Eberechi Eze. Now, he's an interesting case. The reason why is because he had a bit of a huge price tag. England international, plus he's somebody that used to play for Arsenal back in the old days when I was a little kid. Actually, I'm very old compared to him. Not very old, but yeah, we'll leave that for another day. He had a huge price tag, and for some reason, he's not been free-flowing like we thought he would be for Crystal Palace last year. I don't think it's fair for us to criticise Eze straight away because, again, he's coming to a new system. He's coming into a more, I'd say, possession-based team, probably what he's not used to at Crystal Palace. And I feel like he needs to find his feet. Now, it doesn't mean that every player that walks through the door, example, Zubimendi, is going to go full on 100 miles an hour. Some players take time. It's happened in the past. It's happened at other teams. You know, we don't get the Sanchez's where they walk in, bam, 100 goals or whatever in the first season. I feel like with Eze, he's a slow burner. And I feel like he will pick up throughout the season. And let me explain why. And I'm also going to explain why he actually does quite a bit for Arsenal, which we don't look at. I always look at the things that other people don't. We just look at the assists and the goals. No. There's other things as well, which make a player. Let's talk about why the critics are out for Eze. Let's have a look at his last 7 games and the ratings. So, the last 7 games, you can see his average rating was around the 6s. Apart from the Crystal Palace game where he actually got a little cheeky 8.2. He managed to score in that game. And I think he played that game because he knew exactly how Crystal Palace play, what the weaknesses are, and managed to bag himself a goal. Fair enough. And the thing is, whenever a player plays against his former team, he's got something to prove. Like I said, I don't think he hates Crystal Palace. I think he just wanted to score and, you know, just say, listen, mate, yeah. Just because you let me go doesn't mean I can't score against you, all right? With Eze, I think he's a great player. I think he's going to definitely evolve. Let me just point out some things about Eze, which I think go overlooked. So as of October, he's created 5 chances, 2 assists and 1 goal in 10 games for Arsenal. I don't think that's a bad ratio, especially in the start of the season. You know, it's still very early. There's still a lot of time left till the end of the season, a lot of games to go. And I feel like this is one of the reasons why we're overlooking Eze a bit, just a little bit. There have also been some speculation that Eze isn't great in the number 10 role. He needs to go on the wing. I'll be honest. When we saw him against Athletic Bilbao, he was non-existent on the wing. Let's just be real, yeah? When he was replaced by Martinelli came on, bam, scored a goal. With Eze, I'll tell you where he is thriving this season. So far in these 10 games or so. It's his defensive work. If you look at his defensive stats, he's made double the tackles Ødegaard makes in that number 10 position. Likes to track back, and I'll tell you one scenario which stuck out for me the most is when we played City. Haaland went on the counter-attack and was running non-stop towards the Arsenal goal. And do you know who was trying to run back to put him off? Eze went in and he actually made a clearance, came off Declan Rice, almost went in for an own goal, but Eze was there. Now, that was Eze's first biggest game. You can see that he was putting in the effort. And sometimes what we do as fans is we look at goals and assists, as I said before, but we need to look at even defensively. Now, I'm going to talk about Martinelli, obviously, because he's a workhorse when it comes to defensive work. He's out there. He might not score the 5-6 goals, you know, in a week or in a month, but he's out there tackling. He's out there tracking back. He's out there going for that defensive work to help his team. Same with Saka. He doesn't do it as effectively as Martinelli, I don't think, but he's still tracking back. And even though we had links with Liao, that's kind of something that I'm going to be talking about in my next video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But yes, with Eze, his defensive work is actually double the load of Ødegaard's. Now, the only argument I have is with that is maybe because Ødegaard's given a bit of more of a free role to create chances, rightfully so. But then if you take that same logic that we're looking at Eze in terms of assists and goals and then look at Viktor Gyökeres, we can all agree that Viktor Gyökeres is a workhorse. He is running non-stop. He's creating space, and do you know who thrives from those spaces? It's the 2 wingers. The 2 wingers are able to have more freedom and then able to score more goals. So this is what I'm saying. We can't take the logic of he's not getting enough goals and assists as a number 10. That's fine. He might not. But we're winning games, and when we lose the ball, he's doing his job. And I'll be honest, a team that doesn't concede many goals is more likely to win the game than a team that has a weak defense, like Liverpool, for example, who have been leaking goals quite recently, even though they've got a very formidable attack on paper. It just shows when you win the midfield battle, when you win the defensive battle, your team can push on. And that was something that was lacking last season in terms of up front. We had the defense sorted, we had the midfield sorted as well. Thomas Partey was replaced by Zubimendi, and we just lacked a bit of creativity up front and goals because of the injury. So this is what I think with Eze. We're treating him a bit unfair for some fans. I don't think Eze is a flop. Yes, he had a huge price tag. He don't determine his price tag. The transfer business world, everything's gone up. Inflation's gone up. Your bread's gone up. Your milk's gone up. Your eggs have gone up. So who are we talk about Eze and, you know, he's flopping. It's only been 10 games as well. But I still feel like there's a high ceiling for Eze. I feel like there's a lot more he could contribute. And I even like the way he tests the keeper. You know, Odegaard, he's a great player. I like him as the club captain, but he doesn't shoot. And I've watched him live and I'm screaming from my seat, shoot the bloody ball. Because he has so much space, but he'd rather pass. Whereas Eze, he'll have a shot. He'll test the keeper. Okay, might not be flashy with the passes like Odegaard, but he's got some assists. I mean, he did assist in the Champions League with Martinelli with the overhead ball. I gave that great goal. And there's been times where he's almost come close to scoring as well, which he did in the last few games. But again, it's about finding his feet. You know, it's about finding where he fits in that team sheet in terms of his playing style. So yes, that is my video. That concludes it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video. When you like, it helps out the channel a lot. I'll enjoy making these. And look out for my next video where I'll be talking about Rafael Leao and how his transfer could boost Arsenal title hopes and the future, or it could be a mishap. So yeah, stay tuned. Thank you.